Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. I'm Sally. In this video I will be showing my February completed colouring pages or commercial love month colouring pages. There's approximately 21 pages completed over 11 books. So slightly less than last month, but there is slightly less days in February. And I also did a lot more diamond painting this month, which I was really proud about. So let's check out the pages. So since these are the February completed pages, I tried to do most of the pages themed around love hearts or love or something icky like that. So the first one was this Stone Mosaics book, and the very last page is love hearts. So I was very happy with that one. I actually had started colouring this one in January and then discovered it was love hearts, so I left it to finish in February. So it works perfectly with Commercial Love Month. And these were done, also this was done with Crayola Super Tips. So the next book I did was the Summer Silhouettes One Colour Colouring book, and I did two from here. I chose this one first because it was a rainbow and it was broken up into sections that I could quite easily do a rainbow to represent pride, and I think it comes out really pretty. And I used the Daiso alcohol ink markers and some Sharpies on this one, and I just love it. Nice and colourful. Oh, I did three actually in this book, not two. And then I did this one with the Daiso alcohol markers. There's a couple under an arch being all lovey, and I used my favourite colour combination. I've got two favourite colour combinations, purple and green, and the other one being pink and yellow. And the last one, I love the way this came out. Whoop, the sticker's ripping a bit, careful there. As I was saying, I love the way this one came out. I used Tombow dual brush pens in a pastel palette, and I love it. I think the colours are just gorgeous. And I picked it because there's a couple having a nice boating date. But yeah, the colour palette is just gorgeous on these Tombow ones. Okay, next book I coloured in was from the Crayola Art with Edge Zombie Days colouring book. And you might say, what on earth do zombies have to do with Commercial Love Month? Well, they also enjoy Valentine's Day, as you can see, because there's the love of your life waiting for you with a nice box of chocolates or brains. They're probably chocolate coated brains maybe. And I used Ohuhu art markers for this one. Another horror book with a love theme, of course. Abby Dev's Evil Chibi adult colouring book had a perfect one as well for Commercial Love Day. And is a beautiful undead couple or monster couple getting married. And this one was also coloured in with Ohuhu alcohol markers. I chose to leave the background white on this. I could have coloured it in something, but I just wanted to leave it white. Next is the Chibi Girls from Jade Summer. I did three in this one. This one I am in love with. I am so happy with how this one turned out. It was done with Ohuhu alcohol markers, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great colorist. I'm not, but this one, I just love it. I just think it worked out well. I tried for once to actually put some highlights in their hair. Like, this is a pre-shaded book, so, or a grayscale book, so it sort of helps you with the shading anyway. But I intentionally went over that part in a lighter color. So yeah, I just, I love it. This page is probably my favorite I've colored to date. I really love it. Not all couples are of different genders, so I found one with two female characters that I liked, and I coloured this one in as well with a Hoo Hoo alcohol markers. The only thing I don't like about this page is that there seemed to be like a printing issue with the page itself. There's a lot of, I don't know if it's coming through on camera or not, but there's a lot of like bubbles all the way through. So yeah, you can see sort of there's a weird printing issue with these round bubbly bits that took away some of the grayscale. There's some more there. So it's a shame. It sort of made the page a bit weird, but I love the page anyway. I still think it's a cute page. And there's my pink and yellow colour scheme that I said I like. I try and push into things. And also, not all couples have to be alive. At least they both have to be non-alive. But yeah, I'm going to stop that train of thought because that can get to some terrible places. So yeah, here's this one between two skeleton people. And this is also a Hoo Hoo alcohol markers with just some highlights done by some brush markers I have in metallic colours. That might be just a generic Kmart brand, but I like this one too. So that's Chibi girls. This was the last books I used to colour in commercial Love Day themed stuff. There are more books to go, but they're not based on Valentine's Day or commercial Love Day. So I used this, the Rachel Mintz 100 grayscale pages. So I found this one because it's a cute bunny couple in an umbrella. We'll say on a date, why not? And I used a Hoo Hoo alcohol markers and Montmartre dot markers. So for these extra dots you see, the perfect circles, you see that was, I put them in, they weren't on the page. It was just very blank canvas and I didn't want to colour in all of this background, so I just used the dot markers to fill it out. Now we get into the second one, which also is going to explain a bit about my thoughts about this book. Here's the second one. Again, I've added a lot of hearts to the background because I didn't want to colour in the entire white background. So I think there was only 3 or 4 hearts initially included. As you can see, it's not finished. I lost interest at this point, basically halfway through, well, not even halfway through the frame, maybe an eighth of the way through the frame. I just lost interest in colouring it. And to be honest, this is no offence to the artists, whoever has contributed art to this book, because I think Rachel Mintz is the publisher. I find that I don't particularly like the images in this book for me for colouring. Again, that's not against the artist, it's just not my cup of tea to what I like to colour. I won't be doing any more in this book. I am putting it aside and will be donating it because I've only done 1.5 pages, so it's not ruined, and there's 100 pages in it, so there's a lot of colouring still to be done in this book. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that it wasn't for me, but look, I guess that happens. We don't like every book we get, and it's no offence to the artists or publishers or anybody, it's just not a style for me, unfortunately. Okay, so now we're moving on to the books I did where I finished doing commercial love month type colouring. After that last page I just had enough. So the first one was the glitter colouring book that I picked up locally. Now this is the one where, oh, and there's my pink and yellow scheme again. This is the one that has some part already printed, like that's glittery. You can hear the rough part there. So this one I did with the Daiso alcohol markers and I used 5 colours. Now I'm hoping, it's a very overcast day here, even though it's still summer here in Melbourne. So I'm going to try and get on the light. Hopefully you can see where the bits that were glitter bits. So all of this snout was glitter. The toenails were glitter. Some of the line work there was glitter. So yeah, I think you can see it. So it was an interesting book to colour in. You don't get a smooth coat with the alcohol markers on these glitter bits. Now I went over this about 2 times and I went over the nails about 3 times. And as you can see, they're still very uneven. But, I mean, it sticks. It's perfectly dry and it does not come off on my finger. So it does stay perfectly dry on there. But yeah, it's just a bit hard to get a perfectly even coat, but I still like the way it came out. I think that's really cute. So, because it says to use permanent markers or alcohol markers, this one was done with alcohol markers. I thought I'd give one a shot with Sharpies, which are permanent markers. And I chose the scorpion because that's my star sign. And again, let's see if we can get, I know the claws there and this part of the sting, and also the ridges on the back were the glitter part. So it's really hard to tell if it's coming through okay or not on the camera, but hopefully with all this wiggling you'll see what I mean. So I think I actually like the Sharpie better than the alcohol markers. It might be just because the glittery parts on this were smaller that it looks like it coated more evenly. But I'll do another one, maybe a bigger one with the Sharpies again to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm enjoying this book. So I got the inverted mandala relaxing colour and I thought I'd give this one a go. And I did quite a few from this one because I was enjoying it very much. This one I did with Sharpies with their neon set, so it's nice and bright. Not sure if that comes through like that on the camera because again, it's a very overcast day here. I think I used Sharpies for all of the ones I coloured in here. And so there's this one. This one. There's not much you can really say about it. I used a green colour scheme with Sharpies. But I do like the way these all come out, I think because of the black background. It's just stunning. Oh no, here I used Crayola signature glitter pens. So they have quite a thick nib, so you really only have to trace around it once. I do find sometimes when I was using this, it looked like I hadn't coloured parts, but it's just the glitter in the pen makes it look like you've missed spots when you haven't, but you can sort of see the glitter goes over the other page as well. But yeah, I really like the look with the glitter pens on this one. So hopefully that comes through okay. But yeah, loved it. So I will probably use the glitter pens more and the Sharpies on this one. This one's a pinkish, purplish theme. So yeah, love this book. I think I will definitely be finishing this book this year. Okay, next we've got 100 favourite characters colour by number. So I did the first 5 pages in this one. I had to change my colour palette. I had it all sorted out with those Montmartre texture type pens I'd shown in previous videos, and I think I'd commented on they were the worst set of textures I had ever bought in my life, of water-based markers, because they were shit and I was only going to use them for this sort of book. Well, they started to run out. So I've had to completely change my colour palette. So that's a very messy colour palette page. So I've had to, so you'll see the 5 I've done in this book are going to be of different quality because the textures kept running out. So this one was Montmartre markers. I did okay. The colour managed to last through this one. And of course it's a Bulbasaur if you play Pokemon or like your Pokemon. And with this book I will be doing the checkbook, sorry, the cross stitch method, because I think for me I like that better than colouring. She says that and then she coloured in the background on this one. For this one it was Montmartre markers again, but the Brute Funner pencils. So I just used pencil to colour in the background. And of course it's Cruella. Pretty awesome. I really do enjoy this book, which is why I think I did 5 of them. I could have done a lot more if I didn't stop myself. You got the genie from Aladdin, rest in peace, Robin Williams. I loved his genie. Now for these ones, the background should be coloured, but I've sort of decided again to preserve markers. If I've got the character outlined pretty well and I can see what the character is or who the character is, I'm not going to worry about colouring backgrounds. Same with this one, didn't do the background because you can instantly work out it's Chip from Beauty and the Beast. Now I'll get into a bit of a rant about Disney in a minute, so we'll just park Chip aside for the moment. But it did come out very cute. He's adorable little Chip. And this was, yeah, the last page I did in this book, and the textures were really starting to run out at this stage. So yeah, this was at the point I really had to start changing the markers. But anyway, you might have noticed I have called this piece Fuck Disney. Now, I will explain. I have a passionate hate for Disney. I know a lot of colorists love colouring in Disney stuff. I don't like the company. I don't like the company practices, and I don't like Walt Disney as a person. I know he's dead now, but yeah, as a person, he wasn't his best self. There's only 2 properties of Disney I love, and that's Winnie the Pooh. But of course now Winnie the Pooh, that's the Disneyfied version, but the original A.A. Milne version is now public domain. So I'm happy for that. So Winnie the Pooh sadly is owned by Disney, and I love Winnie the Pooh. And Beauty and the Beast, which goes back to Chip here, is the other Disney property that I love. I mean, they own most of the world now, so it's sort of, this is my passionate hate for Disney. So you will find that if I do anything Disneyfied, you might find it's titled Fuck Disney. It's just the way it is for me. I know a lot of people like them. I question their moral standings on a lot of things, but that's me. All right, so Zen Colour Wildlife. This is a work in progress. I didn't get to finish, but I started doing this one, and I will finish it this month. And I've started it with the Brutfuner pencils, and it was meant to be for a commercial love month because it is a pair of lovebirds or parrots. But I've sort of I went blank. I don't know what colours I want to colour the birds in because they do have elaborate patterns in them. So that's as far as I got on this one. But I do love the Brutfuner pencils. For me, who's still beginning, I find them really quite user-friendly. And this is going to be a pretty page. So that's a work in progress. Now, going through some piles of stuff in my old craft room, I didn't realise I had a Joanna Basford book. But I do, and it's Secret Garden, and I would have bought this when colouring or adult colouring started getting trendy. I think it was 2015 or something around there. Yeah, so I didn't know I had it. I was quite surprised that I had it, and that I was even more surprised to find out that I actually had finished a page in it. So yeah, I didn't finish this one this month. This was finished 2015 probably, but you can see I've still got the same very naive colouring standards and patterns because I have not advanced in my colouring at all in the past 7 odd years or 6 years. Yeah, so, but hey, I started it, and I found 2 whips as well, I should say. That one, so I'm going to have to complete that at some stage. Good thing is I haven't advanced in colouring, so I'll still be able to colour it in at the same standard. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? Oh, I forgot. This is also a completed page. Oh, well, there you go. So I completed 2 pages in this book when I got it. I remember colouring this one in and being so proud of it at the time. But looking at what most of you guys put out in the colouring world, I'm such a beginner because I still sort of colour like this, but it is what it is. We do it for fun. It's not a competition. And I think I got one more whip in here. Yeah, I have this one, double page spread. So I'll keep the tag in there. Again, didn't get very far in this one, but you know, I was happy to find it again and be reunited with the book. So it's something I can work on. And now I feel like a real colorist because I have a Joanna Basford book. So they are all the colouring pages I completed in February 2022 or Commercial Love Month. Thank you everybody for watching. It is truly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the video and my pages. If this is your first time stumbling across my channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Everybody, please leave a comment. I do love to hear from you and I always respond. In the meantime, no matter where you are, please stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.